What goes on, guys? We're back here again with another review, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Pokemon Select 6-inch Charizard figure by Jazwares. I'm so happy to finally have this. Like, it was one of those figures that I wanted, but I wasn't going to go crazy looking for. If I saw it, I would have bought it, but I wouldn't go hunting for it actively like I am this stupid Ursa Major Wave, which I still have not found anyway. But whatever, I'm not going to complain about that. We're going to talk about this. But this is my introduction to this line. I think it's everybody's introduction to this line, if I'm not mistaken. This is the first figure. We'll talk about some rumored figures and some upcoming ones that in a minute. But taking a look at the packaging here, you can see the black box, the Charizard, and a metallic, shimmer there. Charizard, I guess that's his, I don't know, maybe French, I guess that's supposed to be. Espanol, French, English, I don't know. I could be wrong, but Pokemon, Pikachu there, Pikachu jumping on the side. My box was like this on the shelf. I'm assuming that's why it was there. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to throw this box away. But as I mentioned, these are some upcoming figures in the line that Jazware has not released. You got Rayquaza, which is so awesome. I'll definitely try to get him. I thought this was Greninja. Oh, it is Greninja. Yeah. I was looking at the French name. Greninja, I'll definitely grab that one. And Articuno, I believe that is. I'm not really familiar with that one. Seems like a really, other than Charizard, seems like a really strange assortment of characters. It would have been cool if they did all the original 3, starter evolutions. Charizard, Venusaur, and Blastoise. I think that would have been a lot cooler than these guys. But, yeah, Rayquaza's cool. Greninja's cool. And at that point, I'll probably just pick up the bird, too. But, here's Charizard on the side. I really like that artwork. That looks really cool. Nothing on the top. Nothing on the bottom. If you need the barcode, it's right here. But other than that, I'm a little bummed that the box is messed up because I like to keep my boxes, but this box is kind of big. It's like, when I saw I already took them out, but when I saw this box in person, it was bigger than I thought. So I guess it's good that it's one less box I have to keep around. But anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and take this guy out and take a look. So taking a look at Charizard out of the packaging, I am pleasantly surprised by this figure. Of course, you got to get the motorcycle going by, but I am pleasantly surprised by how cool this figure is. I did not expect to like it as much as I do. You probably hear me say that a lot on the channel, but I guess I just have low expectations for things that I don't know about, which is bad on my part, but I'm so happy to have this. I think this looks awesome. He's articulated very well, which we'll talk about in a minute. I'm surprisingly articulated, and he's a big figure for $20, I think. As you can see, I'm just going to talk about it now. The only accessory that he comes with is this flight stand, which works very well. It very much supports him in almost every position you can try to get it into. Even I guess it has, it has its limits. It pops out, but even that low, as you can see there, it'll still hold him. So that's pretty freaking awesome. Very pleased with how good the stand is. You can't really tighten it. It's just these riveted disc you can see right there, but it works very well. Very pleasantly surprised with how well that works. Now, I'm not the biggest Pokemon fan. When I was a kid, Pokemon was the you-know-what. It was something that every kid liked. I had a ton of cards. God bless my parents. They would get me so many of the cards. My mom didn't like taking me to Target because she knows I would go right to the cards. But when I did, she always got me them. I love my mom. She's always the best. But, Pokemon was the thing. I even went to one tournament. My aunt took me to a tournament one time. That's kind of when I got out of Pokemon. I guess I'll put it like that. Not my thing. But I always love the character designs, and I always try to stay in tune with the new characters coming out. I always think it's kind of cool to see what Pokemon's got going on. So if I know the Pokemon when they make them, I'll probably get it. I might not go all in with this line. I hope I don't go all in this line, but I think it's pretty cool. And I think this Charizard turned out great. So let's go ahead and take a closer look. Looking at this head, I gotta say, this head sculpt looks great. I really, really like, there's like a matte finish on the whole thing. Like the whole thing's not very glossy. I think that works very well. The mouth is completely painted on the inside. That looks very nice. You got these nice wings with the painted like aquamarine, like teal-like in the middle of them. On the back, it's all orange. You can see like the licensing here from Jazware, things like that. On the stomach, the belly is painted very nice. You got these thin arms with his claws. They look really good with the nails painted very nice. You get his little chunky legs. They look really cool. There's the port for the stand that plugs in very well. And then coming along to the tail, the line work goes all the way through. Very matte finish, very clean overlay paint. Looks very nice. Going all the way down. Now, this is maybe a small complaint, not anything crazy. I wish this was made from a translucent plastic instead of just painted on. The sculpt is very nice, and it's a nice big flame on the end of his tail, as he should have, but I think a nice translucent effect, like by like Marvel Legends. This is, I think, the effects to the Marvel Legends Ghost Rider. I took some pictures using these. If that, like, imagine if that was on there and maybe a brighter color, like something like this. From this, I think this came with the Iron Fist. I think it was the Iron Fist. That, imagine if it was like that color, same sculpt on it, like kind of like that. I think that'd be a little bit better. Because it's a separate piece. It doesn't articulate it, but it's a separate piece. So it seems like it was molded in yellow with red painted on top of it. That would be the logical thing to do. Yellow is very hard to paint. So I would have liked if that was a translucent plastic, but I mean, standing on the shelf from far away, I think it gets the effect. So I'm not like really upset about it. It just would have been a nice touch. But I mean, for $20, I think this is pretty awesome. Like, I think it looks really nice, the sculpt work. While there's not much detail, everything that needs to be there is there, and I can very much appreciate that. But I think the most impressive thing is the articulation, so let's go ahead and take a look at that. So taking a look at Charizard's articulation, his head at the top where the neck meets the head goes all the way up. He just looks forward. That's about as far down as it goes. And it swivels there. No pivot because it's just on a hinge. The mouth does open that far and closes all the way and looks great in pretty much any position. So I'm very happy about that. Now the base of the neck makes him look all the way down, all the way up, and then a swivel there. So you can make him look all the way up, makes him look all the way down. That looks really nice. The shoulders can move outwards that much. They click, they go down, rotate 360, very smooth. Bicep swivel, which is pretty well hidden just for the sake of that. It's just, he's got a very tubular arm, so that works very nice. You get double jointed elbows that feel a little loose and maybe a little flimsy. I would just be a little bit careful with that. One thing I don't like is you get this weird mess when you bend the top joint a little bit too far back. But I mean, that's just, you just obviously just don't leave them like that. I mean, it looks fine. You do just get a swivel at the hand. I would have liked a hinge at the hand, not completely necessary, and it really doesn't bother me that much at all. You really don't even notice it that much when you're playing around with it, but whatever. I thought I'd mention it. Wings hinge downward that much, backwards all the way pretty much to where they're like basically touching each other. So that's really cool. There's no rotation on the wings at all. You do get a secondary hinge on like the elbow of the wing, I guess. So that moves in that far. That looks really nice. And they also can kick back if you want to do something weird like that. I don't know why you would. So that works really nice. And you can have them in all different configurations if you want like gliding to the side poses and things like that. So I really appreciate that. In the legs, you do get a ball hinge in there, so he can kick outwards that much. He'll rotate, he'll kick forward only about that far. Backwards, not, I guess he can go that far. I wouldn't go any more than that, but it gets a little gappy, but nothing crazy. And it does seem like there's like a rotation there, but not by much. It's more like just a rocking motion. You do get a single jointed knee that moves more than you would think it does. A little choppy there, but I don't know what else they could have done for a big chunky knee like that. I think pinless tech, maybe I'm just getting spoiled with Hasbro, but I think pinless tech would have been really nice on a figure like this with minimal detail because there's really nothing to hide this big ball opening there. Again, not completely necessary and not something that I think ruins the figure either or, but it would have been nice. The ankles hinge downward that far. They move upwards that much. And you do get a rocker on there, so that's awesome. Also like to mention that they painted the bottom of the feet. I love detail like that. But then you get 1, 2, 3 hinges on the tail that allow it to move downwards like that. It's kind of ugly like that, but I mean, again, there's really nothing they can do about that. Then it'll go all the way in. That looks great. And it rotates at each one of them. So you can get the tail to pretty much do anything you want it to. Obviously, the paint's going to get messed up. But, I mean, if you pose it the right way and angle your pictures the right way, it shouldn't be bad at all. And when it's flat, you know, you just kind of got to work it a little bit to where it's not completely down. And it looks great, and you can get the same effect. And as I mentioned, there's no swivel at the flame, but not completely necessary at all. So, yeah, I think this is very well articulated for a character of Charizard's design. So, little notes. Hinge in the wrist would have been nice. I don't care that there's no body articulation at all. A ball at the top of the head would have been nice just to get like some attitude and like pivot and things like that. And pinless tech would have worked really nice on a figure like this, but not completely necessary. So I think this is more than well articulated. So yeah, I gotta say, I love this figure, which is not something that I ever thought I'd say, that I really wanted a fully articulated line of Pokemon figures, but now that it's here, I can't complain. I cannot complain. I'm very happy to have this. I think it looks great. I think when you use a bunch of Marvel Legends effects, you'll see in some pictures that I took, got tons of different effects from Marvel Legends that I haven't been using, that I think I'm going to try to get Charizard to use by all his different powers and shit like that. So that'll be super awesome to see played out. I think he looked great. The articulation is amazing on this. The size is really good on him. The paint finishes are very nice. The eyes are very clean. I love it. I don't have any comparisons for this. I don't know what to compare it to. I don't have anything to compare it to. So as the line grows, I will start to compare them to each other and then get a relative idea of scale through that. But yeah, he's nicely sized. The stand is really well done. And for $20, $19.99 for this guy, that is more than fair, especially considering what SH Figure Arts expected you to pay for their stuff. And they're great figures, but I don't think it's, like 5 to 6 times more better than this? I don't think so. So I think it's great. If I was to give this figure a rating, I'd give it like a 9 out of 10. I think it's great. Little things here and there would have been better, like pinless, maybe translucent flame on the tail, ball joints instead of just hinges. But I mean, this is the first figure in the line. And for this to be the start off of an action figure line, this is going to be great in my opinion. And I can't wait to see what they do going forward. That Greninja seems like it could be a very, very fun figure. But anyway, guys, I'm pretty sure that's all I got for today. Thank you guys for sitting here and listening to me ramble. If you want to see more pictures and images, please feel free to follow me on Instagram at ZachToys. Like, comment, subscribe on this video if you haven't already. I'd really appreciate it. But I think that's all I got for today. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.